Hey everybody, time for a new Casper video, swimming in the pond with my buddy here. Now you can see him floating up above me. I've worked with Casper for over 12 years. He's a very well-behaved and well-trained alligator, but keep in mind, he's still a very real alligator, so don't ever try this on your own, even if you happen to know the gator like this. Being that he is trained, he can still bite. He has all of his wild instincts, and he's still a wild animal, so we just have to be careful. But speaking of the training, check this out. He's swimming right over to me right now, and I use positive reinforcement training with him and have taught him to come to his name. So that's what's going on right here. I call him, you see him swims right over, and I'm going to throw him a treat right here. Watch. Now once he nails that treat, you can see him manipulate it in his mouth using his tongue. A lot of people don't realize alligators and crocodiles both have tongues. It's a very common myth that people think that they don't, but they do. And so here you can actually see it in slow motion moving around. You can see the tongue moving within the mouth, but also look underneath. You see it flexing out the bottom too. Now they can't stick their tongue out like you or I can, but they will use it to manipulate food in their mouth, and in his case, help to get leaves out of the mouth so he can swallow down that treat. Now that treat is a gator chow pellet made of fish and chicken and bone and blood and all kinds of disgusting things that he loves. It's not his main diet, but I do use it as a training tool. You can see he swims over and we hold hands. Oh, isn't that cute? But no, I actually wanted to show you guys the hands. If you take a look, they have 5 fingers in the front, but they only have claws in the first 3 digits here. Okay, and that's how they all are. It's how they come out of the factory, right? So nobody really knows why that is, but it is how they are. Now, a lot of people ask me, what does an alligator feel like? They're actually incredibly smooth since they are made to be hydrodynamic. So when you feel them, they're extremely smooth. Now, speaking of being smooth, check out the smooth belly scales on him right here. And so that is actually what almost led to the extinction of alligators, are these belly scales being used in the leather trade. And so alligators were one of the first animals that were protected under the Endangered Species Act in the 70s. And because of that, they were able to bounce back and are now doing very well out here in the wild in Florida. Now, as Casper swims away, you may not have noticed, look down. There's another alligator right there. We actually have 5 gators in the pond right here with Casper right now, but this one is a special one. I've shown this one before. This is the alligator with the broken lower jaw and the tongue hangs out. So we've shown this one on land before, but let's take a look at it underwater. Check that out. So you can actually see those 2 jaw bones, how they've healed over and the animal has survived and is doing well, but the tongue does hang out. Now she's swimming away from me a little bit there, but really incredible to see. Now, we did consult with a vet about trying to get that fixed. They said, realistically, it's not going to be worth the potential trauma done to the animal, and she's surviving fine now in captivity with us. Now, once underneath Casper while he's swimming on the surface, take a look at that neck. See those big bulges on the side? That's actually his jaw muscle, and that's what allows him to bite down with that insane 2,000 pounds per square inch of crushing force. And then, of course, check out the teeth. Now, you see those holes in the upper jaw? Those are actually where the lower jaw teeth fit into place. Those are the sockets where they fit in. Now, when you're looking at those big, impressive teeth, you'll notice one of the big ones is actually missing. That's because they naturally break them off and they grow them back, and they cycle through several thousand teeth in a lifetime. So he just recently lost that one, and a new one is going to be coming in sometime soon. That also explains why his teeth are so white. No, he doesn't use Crest white strips, but they do break them off and grow them back, and that really helps out with the teeth. Now, this is also where I like to remind everybody that you can come and meet Casper too. I actually do my underwater gator tours with him here at the Everglades Outpost Wildlife Rescue, and you can come and get in the water with Casper and meet him up close and personal. Now, the tours are done behind a safety net barrier, okay, but you still get to get right in the water with him, right up close, and be able to see these teeth literally a foot away from you. And it's incredibly cool and an amazing experience, and you can come up and meet him yourself. And if you're interested in doing it, you can check it out on my website, www.crocodilechris.com, and you can book off of there and read all the other pertinent information to the tour. Now, I might be a little bit biased, but I think Casper's got to be the coolest guy in town. And I mean, just on a side note, just being able to see these animals in the water and how gracefully they move underwater, and just how big he is when you're next to him in the water, it's just mind-blowingly cool. And on that note, though, I also like to remind everybody that this is being done in a controlled situation. I've worked with gators for over 16 years, and as cool as this is, never ever go try this in the wild. Never go swimming with an alligator in the wild. It's incredibly dangerous. People literally do get arms ripped off. They get killed. Do not do it, okay? So if you do want to swim with an alligator, come and do one of my tours in a safe way with a trained gator, with someone who's been doing it a very long time in a controlled scenario. But never ever go and try and swim out in the wild with wild gators. Definitely a bad idea.